That was the next song I was going to play. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Ramona and Wynonna. And this is Mom, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, make my day, Walter. Go ahead. I'm Naomi, the mom.
And that's
Wynonna, the daughter.
You know, would be good in that commercial where they do the
Ivory commercial thing.
Ivory commercial, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that?
People have asked us I think it's because Mom looks so young, and not only that, but she acts so immature that people mistake us for sisters.
Let's get a couple of moneymakers out of the way, and then we'll talk to you, okay? Walter Vaughn, WIL. We have the Judds with us in just a moment. 10 minutes past 4 o'clock on WIL. The Judds are with us, and let's start with Mom first. Naomi, give us some of your background. Where were you born? And
we were both born up in Ashland, Kentucky.
Both of you were?
Small town. Yes, I had her in the same hospital. My mom had me. Had her when I was 18. My mom had me when she was 18. I have to admit, when she got close to her 18th birthday, I was sweating it. But
were you in music, too? You weren't in music at all? So,
it's her fault.
Wynonna got you into music?
Yeah.
That's through the back door.
Yes.
It really is. Well, so here are two girls, mother and daughter, both born in Ashland, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, man, you're out in California. What happened to Ashland?
Ashland's sitting there waiting for us. We're going home next week for Christmas.
I notice you have a date down in Albany, Kentucky next year sometime.
We even though we've lived in California, we lived in Hollywood for about 7 years. We've always come back. You know, we now live in Tennessee, so we've had the opportunity to live some neat places, but Kentucky and the Tennessee area is our home.
Let me get back to why did you split?
Well, in my early 20s, you know, those wild and crazy 20s.
Yeah.
I am a real adventurous, I will admit to that. I took the two kids out. Well, I had Ashley, the second child, actually, after I got to California. And we stayed out there for about 7 or 8 years. I had some real colorful jobs. Loved it.
Yes, you did. Mm-hmm. You did some modeling, didn't you?
Yes. I was a professional model on the West Coast, but I have to admit, I never really enjoyed that.
You didn't like that, huh?
No, I was one of the top paid models, and it was fantastic because I could make more like in a 3-hour shoot than I could make working 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, you know, and I could be home with the kids more, but...
You made some money on some TV game shows out there.
How, Walter? who squealed?
And tell us the story about the 57 Chevy.
Oh, I love old cars. I had a 57 Chevy we lived in Hollywood 7 or 8 years, went back to Kentucky, and I got real down to earth and got my nursing degree. But after that, we had started singing together. I needed to pay my school loan. I went out to California, Northern California, saw this car on the street one day and bought it.
Did Steven Spielberg really use that car in a movie?
It was George Lucas.
Was George Lucas?
Yeah. George did American Graffiti.
Yeah. He
did, of course, Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back and all.
Which movie was the car in?
More American Graffiti. The sequel to Son of American Graffiti.
My star car. You still got that?
It's parked out in my barn. Yeah. Somebody wrecked it.
Oh, they did. Did you do that? No.
She claims her sister did it.
After we first get a driver's license, we do and usually have one wreck when we first get our driver's license. And but Wynonna still shakes her head. No, she didn't do that. 57 Chevrolet. Okay. So now that brings us up to singing. And you got Mom into...
When we moved back to Kentucky, I started to teach myself the guitar. I had to resort back to my own creativities, and because of that, I started playing and picking and singing, and her voice is lower than mine, and she started singing a natural lower harmony on me, and we just started doing it around the supper table, you know, at night for something to do, and it just became a way of life, and I became very addicted to it, and music became a real major part of my life. And in high school, I decided around 10th grade, I graduated in 82, and I decided about 10th grade that I really wanted to sing, and there was no stopping me. And she waited till I graduated from high school to do anything about it. And the year of 82 is when we met Brent, our producer. She was working in the hospital taking care of his daughter.
Now where is this? This is back
in Tennessee. We're in Tennessee by now.
Okay.
And we've been singing for just a couple of years around the house.
Yeah.
And we moved to Tennessee in 79 and met Brent, and it's a very personal approach to the business, how we got into it. And we've been professional for a year and a half now, and we're on our second album.
You met Brent. Is that how you got on RCA?
That's in 25 words or less, Walter. She was working as a nurse. She met Brent, as I said, through taking care of his daughter. Then we met Woody Bowles, our manager, and Ken Stilts. We did live auditions for them. We sat and sang for them and told them about ourselves. And then we went to RCA with the guitar and sat down before the hierarchy and sang and talked a little bit and got signed on the spot.
And somebody told you, didn't they? They said, listen, we want to talk about this. Why don't you two wait for us down here at...
Exactly. They told us to go. Brett took us to a local restaurant, and they sat and talked for about an hour, the longest hour of my entire life.
I'll bet.
And we were notified later that RCA was very honored to have the Judds as part of their roster.
Well, you're on RCA now, and you say, most people say, well, I knew, I wanted this, but I never did dream that it would happen. And then you had that mini album.
Right.
And Mama, He's Crazy. And I'm watching your booking reports in Performance Magazine here. And, you didn't appear there. And all of a sudden, you're slapped in that magazine. You got a booking schedule as long as my arm.
Mm-hmm. Well, this whole year has been just magical. I think that's the one word that comes to mind, because Mama, He's Crazy went #1. It's our second record. And Why Not Me, we found out day before yesterday, has gone #1, too.
Yeah, Why Not Me went #1 on our own local show, the Midwest Sound Countdown. But, Mama, He's Crazy didn't. It went up to #3, and nationally it was #1. We take note of that when we do our own local countdown.
But we've just, Mom and I have, and winning the Horizon Award as well has put us, we literally went from stage 1 to stage 3. We haven't had 10 years to make mistakes on stage. The first time we ever performed was in front of 9,500 people. And it's just been, we've done everything really backwards, I think, is the way we've come to this business.
Including how you got in Daughter Gets Mother into music.
Yeah.
We've got a father and daughter team from St. Louis, the Kendalls, and of course he got her singing and they started out. But it's really something. And then, of course, the awards and all like that. And Donna Fargo, this happened to her. She said, all of a sudden I was a star and I didn't know what to do. I'm not making any money, but I'm a star, and we're pulling a trailer around, and it comes slowly. It sort of takes off like a slow roll.
Well, we have each other, and we've had, as I said, this year has been incredible, but we've been able to handle it because we have each other, and I think that being family and, having Mom with me has helped me to keep my sanity at times, and it's of course difficult.
You're always telling me I drive you crazy.
Yeah, well, you do that too. But.
Naomi, tell me about your farm down. Do you still have that farm?
Yep. It's really weird to be out on the road and see the video of Mama, He's Crazy, because that's our house, and it makes me real homesick. But I've got a little 5-acre place in Franklin, Tennessee, south of Nashville. Be going home Sunday afternoon, or actually Monday morning, early Monday morning. We've got 2 shows at the Fox on Sunday. We'll go home to Franklin, Tennessee for a few days, and then to Kentucky for Christmas with the family. But
you are going back to Ashland for Christmas. We get back to the Judds in just a moment. We have 43 degrees in St. Louis. We have 2 very lovely ladies with us today, Naomi and Wynonna, the Judds. Wait a minute, not yet. I want to talk to them some more.
Why not?
I want to find out about your goals and about things like that. First of all, though, we were talking about the farm, and how do you like to furnish, for our lady listeners, how do you like to furnish your place? Do you like antiques or modern furniture? You like modern, Mom likes...
I think, being from Kentucky, of course, we have, Grandmama has some things that Mom's got in the house and that type of thing. I'm a freak for old things. I love, I'd rather have an old car and an old home rather than the new things, because they're just built better. Built better.
They're built better, too.
Thank you. And so I love antiques. I love old things that have character.
How about you, Naomi?
Oh, I guess she got it from me. Part of it comes from being a single parent and raising 2 young'uns on a nurse's salary or a secretary's salary. I've gotten what I've got through flea markets, your basic garage sale furniture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's very eclectic. It comes from all over the United States. I have things from San Francisco, from Hollywood, from Kentucky, and heirlooms from the family. So, I totally agree with Wynonna. Basically, we're old-fashioned girls, and when you walk through our house, that's real obvious.
Let me get your birthdays. What is yours?
Wynonna speaking, May 30th, 1964.
And I'm January 11th, 1946.
January
46.
46. Okay, I get those written down. I keep a record of these. And so I'll know.
I like diamonds.
Do you? All right.
And I need that 57 restored.
That 57 Chevy. That's something you can do in your spare time. You'll have to find some guy that really likes to do that, you know.
Yeah.
He, you know, I like to do that kind of thing, but I never have the time. This is the kind of thing you have to have at least 2 or 3 hours every night and the entire weekend that you can spend a year on. And then you can get it restored. Just tell us about, I know you have some goals, and perhaps it could be that things have started so fast and have gone so fast for you two that some of those goals you have reached and passed, and all of a sudden, you know, some people just reach and pass goals so fast they don't know what to reach for.
I think the fact that we've been in this business for a year, we've had so many things happen to us, true, but my goals in life are, of course, to grow in country music. I think I'm so thrilled that we have this full album out on RCA, that we had the chance to do it. We feel like, you know, this is legitimate, you know, because
We're
we got
big girls.
Yeah, because we got 10 songs. I really want to farm. I think all my life, our people have always, my Uncle Ed and Aunt Pauline died without running water and that kind of thing, and I really want to establish some kind of homestead. I'd love to have a farm somewhere in Tennessee. So that's, and I believe in marriage and all that stuff. So I have, but being 20, I'm so fascinated with this music thing that I'm so in love with what I'm doing now that it's hard for me to see in the future. But because we're having such a great time now.
Do you want a working farm? Is that what you're talking
Yes,
about?
I do. I'd love to have one. I believe, you know, we've always, up until the last couple of years, we've had a garden every year, and I just like that. I think it's important, especially being from Kentucky. That's instilled in me. I want some kind of a, you know, home base, because travel a lot too. You know, you travel so many different places. It's nice to come home, and I want to have a farm.
How about you, Mom?
Well,
do you like horses?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a working farm, you know, but you need a man to help you, and
Yeah,
that's one of my
man.
goals. I guess. You know, we had a party last night. I believe very, very strongly in setting goals. I'm one of these people that says, you know, this is where I want to be 3 years from now, and 5 years from now, and 10 years from now. I believe in stopping to smell the roses. Every day of life is so precious, and last night we flew our producer in, and the guys that wrote Why Not Me, and had a big #1 party here in town with the band and all. That we reached our goal of having a #1 song, and now we're enjoying it. Future goals, I think, are to get into songwriting.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever had the feeling that, Naomi, that you want to leave something behind for the world to remember you by?
How'd you know?
Me.
She goes, you. Why don't you have had
Good
that
luck.
feeling?
Oh, yes. I've always had some sort of a secret feeling deep down inside that I had a mission, you know, a purpose in life. I know God put us here to serve Him and leave something tangible when we're gone. I think it's real important to Wynonna and I to set a certain image that good girls can finish first.
Well, you're doing a very good job at it. Let's talk about the show for a minute. It's at the Fox Theater tonight at 8 o'clock.
Right.
Again, and you're on stage with Lee Greenwood and with Roy Orbison. Had you met them before?
Yes, we have worked with them both before.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Where did you work with Roy?
In Texas, Oklahoma, and
No fool.
Texas. Yeah, and then Lee we've worked with several times.
A lot.
Yeah.
Well, is this a package that is going around, this particular package?
No,
or
we're
is it-
getting to work with a lot of different people. We work from everybody from George Jones on down to Earl Thomas Conley. We've opened for some of the, I mean, it's just amazing that we're
Willie
getting, Yeah,
Nelson.
we're getting open for people that I've admired for a long time. But we're still an opening act. You know, we're still new kids on the block, so we're getting to work and meet with a lot of neat people.
It's
Well-
a ball. I tell you, Ricky Skaggs is a friend of ours, and we, are real good friends with all the guys in the band. So it's like a big family vacation when we
We
get to work
see
with
each other.
Ricky.
You know, we'll not see each other for a month and then get to work together, so it's nice.
Okay, now, last weekend on the Midwest Sound Countdown, that's our local countdown show, this song was #1.
Yay.
on the countdown. So how did Why Not Me come about?
Well, we have great writers, Harlan Howard,
Oh, do you?
Sonny Throckmorton,
Yes.
who has gotten Songwriter of the Year. They're fishing buddies. They were fishing, and they, along with Brent Mayer, our producer, were catching fish and decided to write Why Not Me about something about a positive situation. Mommy's Crazy is a very positive song to me, and Why Not Me is just a very fun and wonderful song.
We're going to play it.
Yeah.
Listen, we want to thank you, both of you, for coming by, Naomi and Wynonna. Thanks very much.
We want to thank everybody listening for making us feel so welcome. This is our first time to be here.
Welcome to St. Louis. You're going to be here through Sunday at the Fox Theater.
2 shows Saturday and Sunday.
2 shows Saturday and Sunday. What time are they?
I think the show is
5 and 9 on
5
Saturday.
and 9, right.
3 and 7 on Sunday.
Boy, what a cue card that is. Good-looking cue card, too. Thanks for dropping by. We'll see you later, the Judds. Here's Why Not Me.
You've been looking for love all around the world. Baby, don't you know this country girl's still free? Why not me? Well, you finally come down to your old hometown. Your Kentucky girl's been waiting patiently. Why not me? Why not me on a rainy day? Why not me to love your cares away? Why not me? Why not me when the nights get cold? Why not me when you're growing old? Why not me? You've been searching from here to Singapore. Ain't it time that you notice the girl next door, baby? Why not me? Well, you have to see if the world was round. It's time that you learned how good settling down could be. Why not me? Why not me on a rainy day? Why not me to love your cares away? Why not me? Why not me when the nights get cold? Why not me when you're growing old? Why not me? You've been looking for love all around the world. Baby, don't you know this country girl's still free? Why not me? Why not me? Baby, why not me? Oh, baby, why not me? Oh, baby, why not me?
Good afternoon. It's 4:30 at WIL-AM. I'm Bob Tibbetts. This news brought to you by Cutis Funeral Homes, 2 locations, 2906 Gravois, 10151 Gravois in Afton. An explosion leveled a Sinclair service station in the 9700 block of Mackenzie Road in Afton late this morning, injuring 5 people, 3 of them seriously. Captain Lloyd Armfield of the St. Louis County Police Department's 3rd Precinct.
There were 3 employees in the building that were all burned injured. They've been taken to St. John's. There was one man outside that had just pulled in a pickup truck, and it knocked, or not a pickup, a van truck. It knocked him out of the truck. He was injured and taken to St. Anthony's. And then some lady across the street, all the glasses out of the buildings over there. There was a lady injured over there.
Captain Armfield said the cause of the explosion wasn't exactly determined yet, but a tank containing propane or some other type of compressed gas may have exploded while a service station employee was working on it. The blast broke windows in homes and businesses in the 8-mile radius of the station. A house fire in North St. Louis this morning killed 2 children, cousins, aged 3 and 5. Police identified the victims as 5-year-old Jermaine Sledge and 3-year-old Amy Sledge. Investigators say the fire began near a couch in the first-floor living room. Citing Union Carbide's disaster in India, Monsanto Company of St. Louis announced today a special task force made up of senior managers will review safety policies at its chemical plants throughout the world. Monsanto does not handle the type of chemical involved in the incident in India, but does handle a variety of other hazardous materials. Well, speaking of hazards, let's see how traffic is shaping up on the highways this afternoon. Here's Joe.
Okay, we're talking about those slick roads out there, and they are slick on northbound 270, just north of Highway 40. We have a report of an overturned car. And apparently what happened, it was heading northbound on 270 and rolled over the embankment onto Conway Road. As a result of that, Conway Road has been closed temporarily to clear that wreckage out. And as a result of that, also on southbound 270, people are slowing down anywhere in between Page and Highway 40, trying to take a look at that to see what's going on. We also will remind you to keep your eyes forward as people are going bumper to bumper. They're stopping along. So what's going on is just an overturned car, and just kind of get home safe. Westbound 40, we got heavy traffic just east of McCausland on down to Hanley Road, and eastbound 40 bogs down at Brentwood Boulevard. Southbound Highway 55, any bumper to bumper, anywhere between 4500 South Broadway to Germania, and westbound 70 heavy in between Jennings Station Road and Lucas and Hunt. Talking about McKenzie Road, they've just opened that up again so you can get on through there. This is Joe Transfer, WIL Traffic.
And Joe will have an update in a few minutes. Sports news, United Press International is reporting that free agent pitcher Rick Sutcliffe will sign a multi-year contract with the Cubs tomorrow. In the National Hockey League, the Blues play at New Jersey tonight. In the MISL, the Steamers are at Las Vegas. The weather coming up.
You've heard a lot in the last few months about prearranged funeral plans, and it seems that every funeral home today has one. Well, the St. Louis-owned and operated Judds Funeral Homes have been a leader in prearranged funerals for more than 70 years. And the main idea of a prearranged funeral is to take the time in advance to tailor the funeral service to the individual's particular needs, desires, and financial limitations. Now, Judds asks if at this time you are considering a prearranged funeral plan to compare Judds Funeral Homes' cost and services to any other plan available. Judds feels confident that they are more than able to accommodate each family and fulfill their individual needs. Judds Funeral Homes. They're located at 2906 Gravois and 10151 Gravois in Afton. 4 generations of dignity with affordability. St. Louis owned and operated Judds Funeral Homes.
Your favorite.
We'll have several periods of rain tonight, the low near 45, rain diminishing tomorrow morning, becoming partly cloudy, but then a 30% chance for rain again Friday afternoon into Saturday. Currently, we have light rain. The temperature is 43 degrees. It's 4:33. I'm Bob Tibbetts. Now, here's Gordon Williams with today's business report.
The Federal Reserve and its chairman, Paul Volcker, can say that they weren't warned. Treasury Secretary Reagan yesterday accused the Fed of keeping money too tight. He hinted that maybe it was time to bring the Fed under the wing of the White House. Today, the Federal Reserve said that, in fact, it had taken more than $7 billion out of our money supply in the latest week, taking back most of the $9 billion it added to the money supply in the 2 weeks before that. Hard to know what to make of that. Assume, however, that the Fed does not want anything bad to happen to the economy. Assume that overall Fed policy will tend to promote economic growth, and, in fact, the economy is doing quite well these days, better than expected. Retail sales posted their biggest gain in 7 months in November to a record high level of spending. New car sales up 20% in early December, the best for the period in 6 years. Another skid on Wall Street. The Dow averaged down 6.25 points to 1168.84.